You hear that? That's how you know you need to refill it. Hola gente, ¿qué onda? Today's the day, friends. Today's the day we make mate. Because everybody should know. Because there are right and wrong ways to make mate. And I want you to be well informed. Maybe I'm qualified to do this, maybe not. Maybe not. After living here for approximately... I've had my fair share of mates. And I've had my fair share of making mate. And the reason I'm making a video about mate is because it's such an integral part of the culture. So for starters, what is mate, Hannah? Good question. I'll tell you. Te enseño. Mate is tea, a type of tea. And it could kind of be compared to like a really strong green tea, but it's different because it's not green tea. It's made with a different kind of leaf, yerba mate, and por eso it's called mate. What else should I tell you about mate? Mate is more than just a drink, and it's more than just a tea, because it's not really a tea. It grows on a bush. Why is this blurry? I'm not moving. Okay. Mate is more than just a drink. It's an art. Preparing it and the way that you drink it, mate is prepared almost always in a group. Not that you can't drink it by yourself, but it's better to drink it with other people. And in every single place. People drink mate literally everywhere. At home, in the park, in class, with your professors. Everywhere, everywhere. Mate is really one of my favorite things. I think because it's to me just such a manifestation of the sense of community and the way people come together and just being together in one group. It's so idle. I can't think of words. So a couple things. When people share mate, they share it. It's a moment together. Mate is like you're building a sense of community and friendship together. And that means that community and friendship overcome all germophobia. When people have mate, it's not like coffee, where everyone has their own cup and, you know, like a Danish. When people have mate, one person brings one mate and everybody shares it. One person prepares it, and that person is called the cebador or the cebadora. So germophobes beware, because you share. When you have community and you have friendship, you have happiness. And germs don't matter anymore. Germs don't matter. So, enough talk. Let's make some mate. So, you need several things. Most importantly, your mate. So, traditionally, mate was made in gourds, like hollowed out gourds. Another more traditional kind is made of wood, like this one. But now there's all kinds of different mates. But the thing is with ones that are gourds or made of wood is that you have to cure them. You have to prepare it first before being able to actually drink from it. I read so many things on the internet about how to prepare this specific type of mate. And it was a very long process, stretched out over a couple days. And it included a lot of different steps, one of which was buttering this entire mate and leaving it sit in my room and continuously making sure that it was well buttered, because the butter, like the fat, essentially like an oil, something like that, that's fatty, that, ¿cómo decirlo? The wood like sucks it up. Like it sucks it up and forms like this protective layer. So then, because you're consistently putting water in this as it's a drink, it kind of gives it that extra protective layer, and is supposed to help the wood to last longer. So when I had this buttery mate sitting in my room for 3 days, I think my cleaning lady probably did not appreciate that. But they have all kinds of other ones that are made of plastic and glass and things that are just way easier to take care of, so what else? That's the first thing. Second thing you need. So this is essentially, oh, let's get close. Let's get a closer look. This is my mate. Look how beautiful it is. You can see that this wood kind of has like a greenish tint to it, and that's how you know it's Palo Santo, which I think makes it extra pretty and extra flavorful. But yes, so the straw, also known as a bombilla, but essentially what it is a straw, usually metal, and then at the bottom they have this special filter, because the way that you make mate then is using this, which is loose leaf tea, maso. I know what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. This part at the bottom, the filter, is what's going to keep you from sucking up some huge leaves. This one is extra nifty because it's shaped like a spoon instead of just like the end of a stick. So later when you have to empty out your mate, it kind of helps to like for the scooping. All right, so we got the mate, the bombilla, the yerba. I didn't really explain what this is, but obviously to have tea we need tea, and this is a loose leaf tea. This is what it looks like. Oh! Usually it comes in a bigger bag. I just put it in this jar for easy transport. Oh! A little bit more about the curing process. So the first part, according to all of my reading, is the buttering, because it's really important to form that protective layer. But then essentially what you want to do is get the wood or the gourd to soak up all the flavor of mate. And you do that by essentially preparing mate but not drinking it. Filling it up with the yerba and hot water and just leaving it sit. Leaving it sit and doing that for three days. And then after that, it's ready. So, let's get to the preparations. Oh, and also, you'll need some hot water from a thermos. So, I have my thermos here filled with hot water, which I hope is still hot at this point after I've been talking for so long. Ooh, yeah, look at that steam. Can you see that? So if you put your hand on top and if you burn yourself on all the steam, you know it's ready. It's good. It's ready. So we take the yerba and we're just gonna start filling it up. Easy, I swear. And you want to fill it up pretty much the entire way. But this takes a little bit of finesse because you're gonna have to plan to put a straw in there. So what you want to do is kind of keep it slanted to one side. But before you do that, I'm gonna put a little bit more in. Because this is a loose leaf tea, it has a lot of dust in it, and sometimes that dust can go and like clog up your straw. You just want to shake out as much of the dust as you can to make your drinking experience a little more pleasant. Look at that. Okay, now that we got some dust out, we're gonna do that thing like I said. We're gonna try and shift it. Ooh, I'm gonna make such a mess. Gonna try and make sure that I have a slant there. I think you can see. And then we're gonna come in here with the water. But also, you never wanna fill up the mate completely with water. Because if you soak the whole thing, you're gonna lose some of the flavor. Tips and tricks that I've learned from observation and from the original cebadoras who taught me so well, Julie and Vicky. So, we're gonna come in here with the water now. I'm gonna try really hard not to burn myself. I'm gonna pour in a little tiny bit. Oop, there we go. Not the whole way. just enough so I can get this bombilla in here. You're gonna get it all the way down in there at the side and make sure it's really secure. That's important because the bombilla never moves. That's one of the rules. There's a lot of rules to drinking mate, unspoken rules. But one of them is you never move this bombilla. It's not like any other drink where, you know, you stir it around and all this kind of stuff. No. Place it once, and if you do try and stir it later, that's such an insult to the person who prepared it. So now that we got that nice and secure, all the way down at the bottom, we're gonna pour in some more water. And you want to pour at the side, or here at this side where the straw is, but not all the way, right? Because we don't want to lose that flavor. So another thing, one of many things that makes mate really different is, as I said earlier, one person prepares it, which means that everybody shares. But obviously, this tiny little cup isn't going to be enough for many, many people to drink out of for a very long time, right? So the way that it works, the cebador or cebadora, they make the mate. So they fill it all up, and normally you test it first to make sure you get all the dust out. Ow, me. Good thing I'm doing this in my room where I have towels, right? Spilling it everywhere. I'm a mess. Okay, I want to make sure my presentation is good. This is what we got. Alright. See, we got this part that's still dry, and then you can see it's wet. We could put a little bit more water in. So now that we have our mate all prepared, you fill it up just like this, like I showed you. Ooh. And they pass it to the first person, and that person drinks the whole thing all the way down until there's no water in it anymore. And then you pass it back to the person who's making it so artfully. And then they fill it up again, and then you pass it to the next person. And they drink it all the way down, and then you pass it back. So it's all about the passing and sharing and all that stuff. And what else can I tell you about mate? I don't know. Mate's just become a really important part of my life. A lot of great moments with friends or bonding with my family have been with mate. In fact, one of the first moments that I actually felt most welcome was the first day when I sat down in this classroom in a semicircle facing the professor with people that I had just met, my classmates who I would later fall in love with. And the boy next to me pulled out mate and started preparing it, and in my head I was thinking of Julie and Vicky. I thought of you guys. I knew that this was going to be a test because he was sitting beside me. And because we weren't at the edge of the semicircle, he could have passed it either to his left or right. And he passed it to me first. A test that I was well prepared for thanks to Julie and Vicky. And I could feel people kind of looking at me, but no one really did anything. He didn't really, you know, make any gestures as if like, you know, like, do you know what this is? All this kind of stuff, which I appreciated. So he passed it to me, and I knew exactly what to do. I drank the whole thing without even hesitating, handed it back. And that was the day. That was the day that my life here really started. Gracias, Jan. Well, I think that might be it. Hasta luego. Ciao. ¿Uno queréis?